Is anyone sitting here?
No.
I wouldn't normally sit with a stranger, but it's so crowded here.
Would you like a drink?
Why not? Dry white wine.
Got you one already.
You're not supposed to do that.
Sorry, I just thought it would save time.
You don't know what I drink. We've never met before.
Sorry.
I'll just have a dry white wine.
I've got one here.
Not that one.
What's wrong with this one?
You don't know I was going to want it. We've never met before,
Can't
remember?
I just pretend we've just been to the bar and got it?
No! We have to eye each other up while you go to the bar. Amanda said we have to get to know each other again right from the start. So,
Help!
leave it.
For God's sake, please, somebody help me!
I better just see what. Just. What's going on?
Please save me!
I'm sure we can sort this out.
Oh, we think so too.
They're gonna burn me alive! They doused me in petrol!
Give me the lighter. Come on, love. This isn't going to solve anything.
Oh, yes, it is.
Please, ask yourself, is he worth going to prison for?
Please listen to him. Listen to him. I'm rubbish.
It's all right. I've got the lighter. You can open the door. Get your clothes off. Quick.
Don't worry, Ryan. We both know what you look like.
Who is he?
My fiancé, Ryan. We're getting married 6 weeks on Saturday.
He's also my fiancé. We're getting married the week after.
Yeah, Dan, that's a misunderstanding.
Ralston Registry Office.
St Jude's, Kilburn.
Right.
Reception at the Madison Suites.
The Stag and Hare.
Wedding dress from Bradley's.
Wedding dress from Bradley's.
Listen, instead of setting fire to him, do either of you know his mother?
I do, yeah.
No way. I'd rather you burnt me alive.
You won't be needing these.
Thanks very much.
What is it they say about love and war? All sorted. Your wife left. She left ages ago.
Look, I don't know what you and your friends like getting into, but this is a respectable pub. Do you know what I mean?
I beg your pardon?
You're barred.
That was disgusting. Come on, they're only, look, it's little flies. Oh, no, don't, that's not making it better, Dad. It's disgusting. What are you doing? They're fucking maggots. Come on, then, no, it's good.
Nick Roberts, 42. Very wealthy man. Into mobile phones. They think he's been stabbed 11 to 15 times.
Passion? Did it that many times? Any sign of the weapon?
No sign of a struggle either.
Probably someone in you.
Of whom there are 50 downstairs, all waiting your statement. Taking skills dangerous.
Right.
College reunion. They were having dinner. He was on the same table as his wife Caroline and 3 old mates. There was a bit of an argument. One of them, some bloke called Dabney, Simon Dabney, seems to have gone missing conveniently. Chummy here came up to the room a bit before 10. His wife says she found him about 11:15. And he got a text message on that a few hours before he was killed.
Need to see you. Don't tell Mum. Your room at 10, Marcus. Brother? Son?
No idea. Ladies and gents, please. I know you've been kept back here a while now, and I thank you for your patience. But we can't release you until statements have been taken from everyone. So the sooner we get on, the better.
Inspector, Caroline, Mrs. Roberts is obviously very upset. Is there somewhere we...
Yes, of course, I'm sorry. My deepest condolences. I know this is very difficult, but DC Davies and I will have to ask you some questions. Has anybody any idea where Simon Dabney is now?
No, he just walked out.
Simon is rather unstable, poor love.
And who is Marcus?
Oh, God, Marcus. You're gonna have to tell him. Marcus is Nick's son.
And mine.
I'm sorry, I thought this lady was the deceased's wife.
Nick
was the father of my son, Marcus.
I see. You getting this down, don't you?
Guff, we were all friends in the same year. We lived on the same corridor.
And where was Marcus this evening?
Playing volleyball for the county.
Marcus sent your husband a text asking if he could meet him in his room at 10.
Nick didn't say anything about going up to meet Marcus.
Marcus apparently didn't want you to know. Do you know why he might have wanted to see his father this evening?
I've just told you he wasn't here. Ready for you.
Mrs. Roberts, shall we continue somewhere quiet?
Before Simon Dabney walked out, why did he and your husband quarrel?
I think Simon was trying to borrow some money off Nick. But it wasn't just about money. Simon was jealous.
Nick had succeeded in the world and he'd failed.
They were best friends. We all were. But those two, they just kind of gravitated towards each other. Simon was supposedly brilliant then, and Nick wasn't shy about wanting to make money. Simon thought it was beneath him. 20 years later, look who's the millionaire, who's the heroin addict.
So you've kept in touch over the years?
Off and on, but it became a bit embarrassing. I felt like we had to apologize for being successful.
After Simon walked out, what did the rest of you do?
Most people went up to the Union bar, and I went to Jill's room for a coffee.
How did the argument start between him and Simon?
It was just like we were 20 again. Edward was arranging some sort of raffle. He was always good at arranging things.
Now then, I don't know how many of you commented on the state of the Union Bar, but all proceeds go to redecoration. Thank you very much. So, come on, dig deep. $5 will do. Simon?
Edward, I'm afraid you might have to sub me.
No money, Simon? Surprise, surprise.
Might get a couple of quid from a bus pass.
Still living on handouts, even now. You're an eternal, bloody, sponging student, aren't you?
Guff, we found something.
It's a coat. We saw it smouldering in the dark.
Yeah, if I put it out.
Yeah, all right, Barry, give me the torch.
Well, if that's not blood.
I'll give you a week's wages. I'll say, where's it to do the murder, gets covered in claret,
Yeah, takes it off, brings it down the stairs to the fire exit.
and tortures it out here.
With the petrol in the plastic bottle.
Which means it's premeditated. He's brought the petrol with him, hasn't he?
We just got the key from the porter to look at Dabney's room. We saw the fire exit was open.
And then we saw the smoke.
Looking good. All right, you two get the CSM. Give me the key.
Bit handy, having the room next to the fire exit.
Really?
Just saying, Guff.
I never went to university. Sometimes wonder if you missed out.
It's never too late, Guff.
Oh, of course it is. Who wants sex, drugs and rock and roll with a man of my age?
Guff.
Oh, well.
Simon Dabney.
I've never seen it before.
We believe this will show your DNA has come into contact with it.
You don't know how it came to be in the wardrobe of your room at the university?
No?
Showing Mr. Dabney a transparent evidence bag. Can you identify this coat?
Yeah, it looks like mine.
It's got Nick Roberts' blood all over it.
Well, should I know what it's got on it?
Which is your coat.
Yeah, someone must have taken it.
What did you and Nick quarrel about?
Money, I guess. I'm in a lot of debt.
What, loans? Drug dealers?
Inland Revenue. They're prosecuting. So it was probably about money. Or women. Or politics.
You can't remember?
He just wanted to quarrel.
You're a heroin addict, aren't you, Simon?
Recovering. Off it for 5 months and 9 days. If I go down for non-payment, there's more junk inside than out. I won't stay clean. So, yeah, it was about money. I need it, and Nick's got loads of it.
When you walked out of the university, where did you go?
I don't know.
You were a student there for 3 years. You don't know?
Do you want me to say it again, or is it his turn? I just walked.
And that's because you quarrelled with Nick?
Not just Nick. All of them. Everything.
At the reunion, Simon! I'm so glad you could make it. We were wondering where you were.
Here, let me take this. Listen, I'll catch up with you later, yeah? They're all here.
It was like the arrival of Banquo's ghost when I walked in. People nudging each other. Have you seen Simon Dabney? The look in their eyes. Their middle-class mortgages, and children, and houses in France.
Simon, fantastic you could make it.
And right in the center, Nick. All for my benefit. Whenever a friend succeeds, a little something in me dies.
Do you often just walk off at night, alone?
I knew that if I'd stayed, I'd need to score.
So you walked and walked till the danger had passed.
Was it cold out? You set off for a long walk without your coat.
I hadn't planned to go out. I just went. I had to leave.
A quick word.
Interview suspended at 9:18 a.m.
Can I go now?
Don't be silly. This had better be good for him, not because Chummy's on the ropes in there.
Lord Miller here. He's a porter at the university, Gav.
Yes.
All right then, Lord Miller. Now you tell my boss exactly what you told us.
I see him. This man. I go with to look too late. He come out this room just before I go off.
And what was he wearing?
Oh yes, he have big coat. I see before in downstairs.
What time did you go off?
10 o'clock.
Thank you very much, miss. Sergeant, if you'd like to take a statement from the young lady and give her a ride home in a very nice police car.
Interview recommenced at 9:32. So, you left the reunion.
I thought it'd be nice to see them again. I thought I'd be among friends.
5 will do. Simon?
Edward, I'm afraid you might have to sub me.
Oh. No money, Simon. Surprise, surprise.
Might get a couple of quid from a bus pass.
You're still living off handouts? Even now? Eternal bloody sponging student, aren't you?
I thought that he, of all people, would understand. He'd lent me money. He'd been kind to me. Well, not that it was... 500 quid doesn't go far. Take it from me, salvation costs a damn sight more than that.
Well, you You went outside, you walked around, but you can't tell us where, for several hours. Then you came back, then you saw us, then you ran away.
I didn't know who you were.
You were jealous of Nick. You were angry with him. So you tricked him into going back to his room at 10 o'clock.
What?
And you followed him there and you killed him.
No.
Simon, the murder weapon was found in your wardrobe. You can't account for your movements. Your coat was found burning and covered in the victim's blood.
I was out.
No, you weren't. You were seen coming out of the victim's room at the time of the murder. I'm charging you, Mr. Dabney.
No.
Yes.
Right. Over the road then.
Bit early.
Oh, come on, Dangerous. It's a result drink.
You won't let us down, will you, Gov?
Well, you start with that, my boys. I'll catch you up.
Oh, thank you. I shall have one on the bar for you.
Cheers, Gov.
What?
Something's wrong, Gov.
Wrong? From the discovery of a body to a collar in less than 8 hours, something's wrong?
Why leave the knife in the wardrobe?
Because he was going back to get rid of it.
And the petrol for the fire. If the murder...
Oh, I don't believe this.
If the murder was the spontaneous result of a quarrel between him and the victim, why bring the petrol to the reunion to burn his coat with? And why burn it there? He could have dumped it anywhere. What if he's telling the truth? What if someone else got into his room while he was on his walkabout?
And what if I could talk to the animals? Listen, we've got the motive. We've got the witness who sees him leaving his room before 10 o'clock when he says he's out, and he can't account for his movements. But potted! And since you are so keen on this case, Dangerous, you can go around the other 47 reuniters and check their statements.
Cheers, Gov. Yeah, hang on, just finishing
The thing
this.
about presents, gifts, is they're not merely a statement of affection, are they? Essentially, they're an expression of nothing more than neurotic need.
Sorry?
I've got to tell you something. This woman, her name's Edith, by the way. I took her a present this evening, and I don't know, I got this sudden doubt, this momentary attack of anxiety that I was doing the wrong thing, and I couldn't bring myself to give it to her.
Oh well, better luck next time.
She's married.
What?
He's gone, of course. He went 8 months ago. It's all very amicable, but there's a little 5-year-old girl.
Maud.
I know. She's from Norway. Oslo, actually. She's working the circus there.
Well.
Glamorous or what?
High wire or animal training?
Front of house. She used to take the tickets, but oh, when you see her smile, you can tell she's the right woman for the job.
Have you just been round there now? Just be careful you don't get hurt, eh? Married woman.
I want you to know I really appreciate this, Dangerous. You know, buggered up marriage or not, it's really good to get a second opinion.
Can we talk about this inside?
Sure, yeah, nice cup of tea, yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Right, give us your keys.
Don't you have yours?
No.
Damn. Good afternoon. Are you Marcus?
Who's asking?
DC Davis, Wilston CID.
Barman's in.
You're a volleyball player, aren't you? I used to play a bit of that myself.
Marcus, who is it? Oh, I'm sorry I was in the office. Come in.
Thanks.
Caroline's staying here with me for now, but I'm afraid the poor love's taken a sedative. So she won't be able to see you until tomorrow. This is... That was Marcus, my son. Come through.
I need to ask a few questions.
About Dad?
Yes. Can you tell me where you were last night?
It's not about Dad.
I have to know.
Volleyball.
He's on the county team. We're going to Poland next month.
Marcus, your father got a text message from you to meet at his university room last night at 10 o'clock.
Said I was at volleyball.
Even if you didn't meet him, did you send a message to suggest it?
Is this going to take long?
Marcus.
That's up to you.
Darling, please, I know you're upset. But Mr. Davis only wants to help.
No. Didn't phone him, I didn't text him. I didn't anything. I didn't even have it with me. Played volleyball with my team and then I came home.
Thank you.
Finished?
Fine.
Coffee?
Thanks.
He's not usually like that. He and Nick were very close, even though Nick didn't live with us. They went to football, did all that boy stuff together.
Caroline and Nick never had children. Was she jealous of you?
Nothing to be jealous of. Well, she may have been hacked off at the time, but that was 19 years ago. It was completely my decision to keep Marcus.
And Nick paid maintenance for him.
Always. He was very honourable.
You didn't stay involved?
It was just a drunken post-finals one-off. With a wonderful accidental result. Well, usually wonderful. No, I didn't want Nick. Caroline had Nick. I had my Marcus.
Nick and Simon seemed to be in the stars at university.
But in the big wide world, Simon never had any ambition.
And that was what attracted you to Nick.
He was very charming.
Caroline would obviously agree with that.
We're the best of friends. I think you'll find that most men quite like having their kids in someone else's home. Believe me, it's an arrangement that suited all three of us.
Women pit us against each other from the very beginning. Unbelievable number of babies are conceived using more than one man's sperm, all fighting to fertilise the egg. What? I've been reading this book, Sperm Wars. Even in the womb, one sperm is kicking sand into the other's little eye.
Right. What is that smell? It's fantastic.
Oh, it's just a little casserole I rustled up earlier. 12 hours earlier, to be precise.
12 hours?
Yeah, I'm playing the long game, Dangerous. Slow cooking always works. All done from memory, of course. And if I could quote Eric Morecambe, it's not remembering what to put in it, but putting it in the right order. Little learn?
Yeah.
Oh, Granny. She used to do this for us in Kilkenny. Grandma Nolan's lamb and potato stew with thyme, parsley, sorrel and rosemary.
Oh, can't wait.
Oh, I meant to say there's someone coming round. Edith. And we've only got the babysitter till midnight, so time being of the essence.
I saw a road to Morocco when I was only 7 years old. At that moment, I knew what I wanted to do.
This is DC Davis, Willesden CID. I need to speak to someone who was at the volleyball match last night. Well, the coach, maybe. Just to confirm, one of the players was there. Oh, is it? Yes, I did. I wonder if you could call me on that number. Thank you. Hi, I'm working as a PR consultant and living in Belsize Park with you-know-who, Mr. Mobile Phone. Seriously, Nick and I are really happy. No kids, just a big house and an even bigger mortgage. Would love to hear from anyone out there who remembers the old days. I'm still living in Cricklewood, still married but going through a divorce. Still looking for the glass slipper and hoping it'll fit. Would love to hear from anyone from Wilson Secondary Modern who remembers me.
You haven't got long. Jonesy's on his break. What's his name?
Dabney, Simon Dabney.
The surgeon's only just finished with him. Just routine junkie tests, AIDS and that.
Right.
I'm not putting you in the book. Jonesy catches you, I never saw you, okay?
Thanks. What I don't understand is why you can't remember.
I told you what happened. I had an argument, I went out.
But you don't know where. Come on, Simon, why do I think you're not telling me the truth?
When I went missing, I found some gear. That's where I was all that time. Stoned.
Believe it or not, for once in your life, this is good news. Now, who sold it to you?
I don't know. I found it.
Simon, this is your alibi. It is the one time you do not lie to the police about where you scored.
It was in my pocket.
Oh, come on.
It was that bloody raffle. I was looking for money, pound coins, anything. I looked into my pocket, and there it was.
Fiver will do. Simon?
Edward, I'm afraid you might have to sub me.
Eternal bloody sponging student, aren't you?
Get a couple of quid from my bus pass.
Take this.
Good luck.
Do you expect me to believe a junkie hasn't been through his pockets 1,000 times?
I can only tell you it's true. Burned a hole in my pocket all evening. Couldn't stop thinking about it. I kept putting my hand in my pocket. And I tried. Oh, God, I really tried. But I could feel it was there. And in the end...
While you were out, did you speak to anyone?
I don't think so.
Do you remember anything you saw, a landmark?
Oh, no idea where I was. No, then there were some lights. There was a market.
It was 11 o'clock at night.
I went down a back street and there was a market. It was like something from another time, like no market I'd ever seen.
What about watch? Courage on all gold. What sort of market?
Antiques, stuff. There were lights. And there was a pub, still open.
Did you go in?
No, there were some guys there. 2 guys. And I asked them the way back to the college.
Right. Can you describe them?
One was in his 50s, sort of tough looking, but he kind of had his back to me. And the other one was older, but scruffy. And the scruffy looking one called out. He said he hadn't seen him for years or something like that. But either way, the other guy didn't look pleased to see him. And I asked him for directions. He just walked away. It was the scruffy one who told me where to go.
When he called out, did he use a name?
No.
These people are your only chance.
I can't remember. The scruffy guy asked me for a couple of quid for a drink. Said something about his feet.
His feet have been playing up.
Yes, that's it. His feet were playing up. Do you know him?
Don't raise your hopes too much. He's just about the most unreliable witness in the world. But I'll try to find him.
There was no name.
What do you mean?
The scruffy guy. As he was walking away, he called back to me. You'll be able to tell your grandchildren that you just met the man with no name.
Are you sure that's what he said?
Well, that's why I remember it. The man with no name. Do you know who he is?
I do. But there's a bit of a problem with him as well. He's dead.
Is anyone sitting here?
No.
I wouldn't normally sit with a stranger like this, but it's so crowded.
Would you like a what? Drink?
Well, why not? Dry white wine.
Dry white wine, please.
You're not having one?
I can't right now. I'm a policeman.
Oh, how interesting. Uniform?
Sometimes. So,
Julie.
Julie, right. I know you, don't I?
Do you?
Yeah, I was looking at this website. Did you go to Wilson Secondary Modern?
Yes.
Yeah, what was it you wrote? Something about still looking for the glass slipper.
Hoping it'll fit. Sorry. So, do you do all that chasing around in cars?
I'm more a detective sort of policeman.
You still have handcuffs and things?
Oh, yeah. I'm on duty now, actually.
What do you mean you're on duty? You said we could do something after.
Sorry, something came up.
You only get so many goes at this, Dangerous.
These slip-on ones really pinch.
Oh, that's because they're fake. Try the lace-ups, leatherette, but not bad.
Leatherette?
Go. I just
correct me if I'm wrong. I ordered you to check the statements of those other people at the reunion, right? So far, I
Yes,
did not
no,
say to you to interview the scrote that we'd already charged without authorisation, without his solicitor present, and by pulling the wool over the eyes of our fellow officer, the custody sergeant.
Yes,
now
Governor.
look, I am one of the first people to lament the good old days. You know, when we could go downstairs with a couple of truncheons and a blanket and get a nice confession. Sorted. 20 minutes. But now, we have to work within the scope of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act. You may have heard of it.
Yes, Governor.
I have had my Pilsner very seriously pulled, Dangerous.
I'm sorry.
And I am not a happy bunny.
Look.
Now, forgetting all the other minor details, you know, like the evidence we used to charge Chummy, you know, the knife in his
He
wardrobe.
says he doesn't know anything.
I know what he says! You'd already be in jail if I hadn't got a remand in custody. The Pinstripe bought it, the CPS bought it, and for what little it's worth, I bought it. But not you, Dangerous. Oh, no, not you. 10 seconds.
There was a Nazareth. He walked into it.
Knowing about a thieves' market proves nothing. He could have heard about that downstairs this morning.
He was alibied. He spoke to people.
Get one. Who?
Zero.
Even by your standards, Dangerous, Zero, the expert witness, is a new low.
And he saw the man with no name.
Wait. Stop. How long's Denny Fleming been dead? Oh, no, of course, you're both far too young. You wouldn't remember. Who? He went over the wall with Tony Ennis. Ennis shot him and fed the body to his pigs.
A man with no name. That's what, 15, 16 years ago?
Yeah, something like that. Very good. Now, let me get this straight. You're offering as his alibi a professional liar and a man who's been dead for 15 years.
We never found the body.
That's right, we didn't. Because he was a villain. And when they kill each other, we don't usually find a body. And let me know when you have. Now get out there and do what I told you to do.
Simon was a very angry man, a reaction to all that early promise.
You saw him before the reunion, didn't you?
Yes. You see, we'd never done a reunion before, not our year, 85, so when I heard it was coming up, I did, yes, contact, well, just the immediate friends.
People on your corridor?
Exactly. Well, time changes people, of course, and there have been a few feathers ruffled, ups and downs, but I still think we look back on those days as the best ones. Or I do, anyway.
I got this off your college website.
Look at us then, thinking we knew everything.
Is that Jill you've got your arm around?
Yes. But no, I mean, not what you're thinking. Strictly platonic. This was the first year, you see, so Jill and Simon were the item then.
Oh, so she went from Simon to Nick?
The thing was, Nick and Simon, they could have their pick. And they did. It wasn't as if Jill was...
Well, I wasn't suggesting anything.
No. Well, poor Simon, and poor Nick, the golden boys. Now one of them's dead and the other's, well, good as. And if I hadn't paid for him to come to that dinner, then Nick would still be alive. I'll have to live with that, won't I?
Two cannibals are eating a clown. One of them turns to the other and says, does this taste funny to you? He's a clown. Does it taste... Giraffe walks into a pub. He says,
fancy a pint?
At last. No. You're the one who got banned from the Babe in Arms. You expect me to meet here and drink that?
No. Another pint.
You've been watching too many westerns, Davis. I mean, really? The man with no name?
Denny Fleming. South London armed robber escaped from Wandsworth 16 years ago. Him and Tony Ellis quarrelled and Tony Ellis killed him. Certainly hasn't been seen since, until the night before last.
So I'm here as a muscle in case it kicks off, yeah?
No, you are here because there are people here who will know me. If I was on my own, they'd think I was working and pay more attention. With you, they'll think we're just two coppers having a quiet drink and ignore us. So stand up straight, don't speak to anyone. Don't react. There he is.
Mr. Davies, you've been keeping away from us then.
How are you, Zero?
Thirsty, Mr. Davies, if you want to know the truth.
I do want some truth, actually. Nothing serious, just want to clear something up. He's all right, he's with me.
Evening all.
What do you think? Well, you know me, I'm always happy to oblige. I don't believe I've ever acted for you, but I have appeared for many of your colleagues, as you know. So, where was I? What did I observe?
Were you here the night before last?
If you say so, Mr. Davis.
No, Zero, this isn't a legal matter. It's a genuine question.
You mean, was I really here?
Exactly.
As a matter of fact, I was. Yeah, but I don't have to have been.
No. That's fine. Now, I've heard, you'll laugh when you hear this, I've heard that the late Denny Fleming was outside.
That's right. I saw him.
Zero, please understand, I do not need you to have seen him.
Oh, right. Yeah, well, in that case, no, I never.
Did you or did you not see Denny Fleming the night before last?
I said, didn't I? I saw the man with no name outside here the night before last.
You can't have. He's dead.
Well, he must have got remission then. He was keeping his head down, mind. He didn't hang about, but I seen him. He sold something to Moody.
What was it?
Oh, picture? A man with a top hat and a moustache. Look, get us a drink, will you? For pity's sake. My feet are playing up something awful.
Apart from Moody, did you see Denny Fleming talk to anyone else?
Do you have any preferences, Mr. Davies?
Zero.
No one.
No one at all?
No. Who's Moody?
Stallholder, opposite.
Stallholder?
There was a bloke asking directions to the university, but Denny ignored him.
Did you talk to him?
If required.
Did you?
Yes. Eyes like piss holes in the snow.
Yeah, I see. Thanks, Zero. Let's call it a pint, shall we?
It's a real one? Yeah. Tells the time simultaneously. Paris, Tokyo, New York and Oslo.
Oslo? How much?
Let it go a monkey.
I'll think about it. How much for Pepper's Ghost?
It's not for sale.
It's on the stall.
That's right, but it's sold. Now, do you want to buy something, or have you come over here for a nice chat?
We're just going. I told you not to speak to anyone.
Why doesn't he want to sell the picture of the man with no name sold it the other night?
There's stuff we don't know, Mod.
Yeah, like why women aren't like normal people.
Marcus wasn't at volleyball the other night, I checked. He could have gone to the university and met his father. That's what the text on the mobile said. And I spoke to Zero. I am certain he saw Simon. You don't think it's a bit early, Gus?
I think a lot of things dangerous. I think, why do I waste my breath giving you orders only to have them ignored?
Not ignored exactly.
You don't care what I tell you. You don't care what the bloody world thinks, not the dangerous way.
I had to check.
You didn't! You didn't, but you checked anyway. Drop my breakfast. Morning, Patrick. My usual thank you. Same for my friend here.
Gov, I'd really much rather just have... Your usual.
9 days.
Well done. How's it feel?
Absolutely sheer bloody awful. Sometimes. Well, a lot of times. Other times, more times, better.
Have you been to the...
Well, meetings? Nah, it's not my style. Shall I tell you what's beginning to worry me, though? I've noticed that when you don't buy something, I've started not to buy it myself. Now, that didn't happen before. Maybe that's just a withdrawal symptom. I fear not. Maybe you're right and I'm wrong. Maybe we nicked the wrong man. But I tell you, I bet you my pension, any jury in the country would convict Simon Dabney.
Let him do life for the
No. But look, if Simon was at the Nazareth that night, then I need to hear it from somebody with a lot more cred than Zero.
Denny Fleming. He's dead.
We put Zero in the dock. We're out to dry.
On his walk, he was high on heroin, which he found in his pocket nice and conveniently early in the evening. It was planted. We've been led astray, cleverly, all of us.
Except you. You do know what you're doing to my budget, don't you, Dangerous? 2 days, max. Got it?
Got it. Thanks, Gov.
And nobody knows, right?
Knows what, Gov? Oh, right. Sure. Oh, hello there. I was wondering if I could speak to Dr. Gabriel Harms. DC Davis, Willesden CID. No, I'm fine. I actually wanted to ask about one of his patients. Yes, I understand about patient confidentiality, but... Yeah, I'm sure he's very busy. Actually, there may be something you can help me with. If a child has a rare blood group, rhesus negative, say, would that mean one of his parents has the same?
Oh. You're here to see Caroline?
Actually, I want to speak to you as well. And Marcus, if he's in.
Come in.
Mrs. Roberts, are you all right?
She's under a lot of pressure. I really think you ought to leave it for...
Don't you dare speak for me! I'm not all right. No.
I don't want to ask too many questions, Mrs. Roberts. Marcus, could you come downstairs? I need to speak to you and your mother together. And I think it might be useful if Mrs. Roberts was present. The last time I saw you, you said you were in a volleyball match the night your father was murdered. I checked. You weren't playing volleyball, were you? Why did you lie to me?
Marcus, you don't have to say anything.
You don't have to say anything. She's right. If you choose to remain silent, I could always arrest you for the murder of your father. But believe me, I don't want to do that. Where did you go, Marcus? This time I need the truth.
I didn't go and meet Dad, I promise.
It's all right.
I went to Christina's, my girlfriend's house. Just needed
You don't have to say anything, Marcus.
Yes, I do. I needed somebody to talk to. As if I could talk to you!
Be quiet.
Marcus, do you know who Simon Dabney is?
He's the man that killed Dad. He was at college with them.
He was, yes. He was at college with them.
What exactly do you want with Marcus?
When we brought Mr. Dabney in for questioning, we did a blood test. He has a very rare blood group. He's rhesus negative. Do you know what blood group you are, Marcus? You never mentioned your relationship with Simon. Edward mentioned it. Nick wasn't Marcus's father, was he?
What are you saying? The man who killed Dad is my real father.
I won't be long, darling. 2 hours. 3 at the most.
How much of this did you know?
About 10 minutes before you came here, Marcus told me Nick wasn't his father. They went away together about a month ago. It's a regular thing, it was a fishing trip. Nick came back early. I thought they must have had a row or something. And then when we were on the way to the do, we were in the car and he turned to me and he said, "Do we really have to do this?"
Do we really have to do this? We're going to let them all hang.
Nick, what is it? We've been like this for ages.
I just can't stand the idea of being in the same room as that bitch. How much do you think I paid her?
Why didn't he tell you?
That he'd supported Simon's child as his own. That would have been like saying Simon had won.
Thank you.
She's always known, hasn't she? All this time. She's known all this time.
When I found I was pregnant, I was 21. I wanted a career, but I was equally determined to keep my child.
You'd been involved with Simon for a while.
It was never going anywhere. He was never going anywhere.
But Nick was.
I had to make sure that Marcus was provided for. So, let's just say I gave Nick the opportunity of thinking the child was his.
An arrangement that continued happily for nearly 20 years?
Should have seen his face. Poor love.
He's Marcus's father?
Simon. Who else could it be?
No one does this to me. I'm going to destroy you.
You do that to Marcus.
Well, that's difficult if you don't bring up Marcus. You disgust me.
How much longer am I going to be kept here? Detective Inspector, I can only repeat, I was with Caroline and Edward when Nick was killed. Now, I'd really like to go home and be with my son.
The night Mr. Roberts was killed, he got a text message from Marcus. Yet Marcus swears he didn't have his phone with him that night. Who did have it? You?
You have absolutely no reason to keep me here any longer. I insist you let me go.
Please answer the question.
I don't have to answer any questions. I was with everyone else all evening. If you think I killed Nick, just when am I supposed to have done it?
You couldn't do me a favour, could you? Paracetamol, anything.
Sure, I'll see what I can do.
5 months off and then I go and do one. Bloody stupid.
You've done it before, you can do it again. It's not too late.
I thought I'd beaten it. That's why I went to the reunion. I thought I was winning. I am gonna kick it, you know.
Simon, I've got something to tell you. This is probably not the best time, and I'm probably not the best person to be telling you this, but you're a father, Simon. You've got a son. You've had one for 19 years. 300 quid that couple's counsellor cost me.
It was only a mate from aerobics. You need to get a proper one. Oh, listen, big news. I've only cracked your mystery for you.
What?
Pepper's ghost. You know, the picture on Moody's stall that you said wasn't for sale. Well, after extensive research in the library, it reveals that John Henry Pepper was a Victorian inventor who lived in Willesden. The ghost was this elaborate trick.
Don't move.
I beg your pardon?
Got a gun in my pocket. Eh?
Is that real?
Let's assume so. I'm a police officer.
Damn. Never mind. Look normal and get in the car.
Excuse me?
I've got the dog.
Oh, I'm terrified.
I'm not going anywhere without him.
He's not going to make a mess in the car, is he?
Probably.
Well, if he does, I'll shoot him. No, move.
Do as he says. In you go. Look, why don't we just pull over and sort out what this is all about?
It's very simple. You're taking me to him.
Just so we're clear, who is it you want to see?
You know who I want to see. Denny Fleming, the man with no name.
He's dead.
That mate of yours saw him in Nazareth the other night. Where is he?
I don't know.
Right. It's the dog.
You hurt the dog, I promise I'll kill you.
You hurt that dog and I'll kill you. Now shut up. Listen, we really need to know where he is.
I don't know.
I do. I was trying to tell you at the park, but you wouldn't listen. Pepper's ghost. The inventor lived in Willesden, and I have the address.
Did you say Pepper's ghost?
Yeah, it was a signal, like in the sequel to Jean de Florette. He put a painting out to signal his location, so his true love would know where to find him.
You don't think you might have mentioned this before?
You two, shut it! Oh, the dog is cat food.
You need me as backup in there?
Look after the dog. What do you want with Denny Fleming?
I just need to speak to him.
He's a very dangerous man. There's no guarantee we're going to find him.
Well, you better hope we do.
Still. Floor now. No one sent us. Dangerous.
Hello, Danny.
What do you want? 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4.
He wants to marry your daughter.
Are you gonna shoot me? Dad?
I was going to fly home again. I've been here 2 weeks.
I had my mobile nicked with your number. We couldn't find you.
I put the ghost out, Princess.
Dad, I never seen it.
Well, are you going to give your dad a hug or what?
It's all right, Beamish. You can get up now.
I suppose it's Inspector Davis now, isn't it? No. Sergeant? Constable. Oh, right. He's not up to much, is he? My future son-in-law. Your professional opinion. Do you think he's got a future? In organised crime? I don't think so. Sorry, Denny. Neither do I. You'd have to go straight. But I'll bung him some and get him started. I owe you one, Dangerous. Thanks. Actually, Denny, there is something. Go on. You are joking.
You really are joking.
That's what he said. This was the deal. There we are.
Hello, Denny.
Hello, Ray.
You're looking well.
I'm a ghost, Ray. And we'll leave it that way, right?
It pains me, Denny. It does, but it's what you and Dangerous agreed, so.
I saw this bloke at the Nazareth. He tried to speak to me.
Show him.
Yeah, it's him. It's definitely him. Thanks. Well, look the other way.
Mind how you go. You still could have done it and then gone out. And there's a porter at the university, Plymouth Russian. She says she saw Simon leave his room before 10.
It was dark. She never saw his face. She just saw a man in a big coat. Simon's coat. The lights had fused. The whole corridor was dark when she came up.
Well, she could have seen anybody. Even a woman.
Or someone who would kill for her.
So, how's it going?
Well, wish I could say we'd arrested the killer like they do on the films. Real police work isn't often like that. Most of the time it's just endless detail.
Cup of tea. I've got a kettle here somewhere.
Probably a bit like organising a reunion. Must be a bit of a headache as well, mustn't it?
Can be, yes.
It was a nice touch, I must say, giving them their old rooms to stay in. Everyone except Simon. You gave him a room on the ground floor next to a fire exit. And yet his old room was free, I checked. Why was that? I was wondering where you got the drugs.
Drugs?
You and Jill both knew that for Nick to see Simon would be like a red rag to a bull. He was bound to have a go.
Simon! Oh, so good to see you. We were wondering where you were. Here, let me take this.
Simon was bound to take the heroin you slipped into his jacket pocket when he arrived.
Listen, I'll catch up with you later, yeah? They're all here.
But what you really needed was his overcoat. Jill knew the only person who could be guaranteed to get Nick up to his room was Marcus.
This is rubbish. Nonsense.
She sent him a text message using her son's phone. You even thought to loosen a fuse. You knew the fault would show up and someone would come to fix it. You needed a witness. Jill had fooled Nick for 20 years, hadn't she?
You haven't got the first idea about Jill.
But Marcus has a rare blood group. And so does his father. And that was like a ticking bomb. It was bound to come out eventually. And a month ago, it did. She wasn't going to let Nick destroy her. She knew how you felt about Nick. And so, out of the blue, she walked back in here.
Edward. So good to see you.
The university you'd never left. She wasn't interested in you back then, was she? But now, 20 years on, she said she'd finally realized how wrong she'd been. Throwing herself away on useless men like Simon, something like that. Something like, now at last, you could be together. But first, there was something you had to do for her. Why did you hate Nick?
Cans of beer. 2 cans of beer, that's all it was. I'd borrowed 2 from Nick the day before. He said, if I'm out, the door's unlocked.
No, Edward! I'm busy!
I meant to turn away. But I didn't. Simon and him, they just used her. She deserves better.
No, Edward! I'm busy!
I adore her. The first time I saw her, I knew it. Isn't that what we're all looking for? A love so consuming we'd do anything. Anything. Do you know, I've never even told her.
It was a race you'd do anything to win. You crushed Caroline. You had Nick murdered. You tried to frame Simon.
Well, it's a theory.
And Edward, deluded enough to take his place. To do a life sentence for you.
In that case, chaps, if that's everything,
How would you bring yourself to implicate your own son? That message, meeting Marcus.
do you think for a moment I'd jeopardize my Marcus?
couldn't spare me a fiver, could you? I missed signing on yesterday.
Sure.
Is that him?
Yeah.
Nervous.
Don't be.
Already love him. No choice. Marcus?
You never graduate from the University of Life, thank God.
What do you mean?
It's not over till it's over. It's always another bite of the cherry. Je ne regrette rien. Listen, make sure the landlord doesn't see you. I'm gasping for a proper pint.
Is anyone sitting here?
Oh,
I wouldn't normally sit with a stranger like this, but it's so crowded.
Hi, Julie.
Julie, isn't it?
What's he doing here?
What would you like to drink?
He has a dry white wine. Man, what's he like? How you keeping?
Julie.
There's nothing more precious in a man's life than that first sip.
Boy, I thought I told you. Out. Both of you.
Recommend something I can read to restore my faith in romance. I want love to conquer all.
I found Tesla D'Urberville's incredibly romantic.
Don't they hang her at the end?
Yeah, there is that. Which reminds me, I've got a confession to make.
Oh no, what?
The night she came round, Edith. Well, I had to get her back at midnight for the babysitter. Didn't get back till the morning. I think this could be the one.
As opposed to the once. Who'd have thought, eh?
As I said, it's never too late.
This doesn't mean you're going to chuck me out, does it?
No. Rent might go up a bit, mind.